Mademoiselle Enfance?
Oui?
I'm Malachi Rector. Perhaps someone from the American consulate told you I'd be getting in touch.
Oui, I did receive that message, but I did not realize it would be so soon. How did you find me?
Oh, it wasn't so difficult. May I join you?
Very well. What can I help you with?
I'd like to discuss your family finances.
How did you get that?
Does it matter? The point is, I have it.
Everything will be repaid. Every debt my father has. I made sure of it. There is no reason for the police to get involved.
And how will it be taken care of?
Etienne Angy. He will cover the debt, and more besides.
That's very generous of him.
We are to be wed. Naturellement, he would not allow my family to be ruined.
You're marrying Etienne? Isn't he your father's age?
He is 55. It does not matter. Passionate love, it fades. My parents' marriage taught me that. Being married to Etienne will suit me very well.
Tell me about yourself.
Me? I have no amusing stories to tell. My life is my family and my family's business. That is all.
That doesn't sound like an exciting life for a young woman.
Exciting is overrated.
Tell me about your mother.
There is nothing to tell. She does very well.
Thanks to some pawned antiques, I take it?
Who told you that?
I visited your home. I could see for myself.
Nothing illegal has been done. I knew the antiques were being sold. I do not wish to discuss it.
Your father ruined the family fortune? That must have been quite a trick. I thought it was an empire.
My grandfather made mistakes as well. But my father, he's ill. He has an addiction to gambling. I hope you will not feel the need to make that public. Our name is all I have left.
I'm not interested in gossip. So you intend to save the family business by marrying your father's business partner?
Etienne is an intelligent and successful man. It works out well for everyone.
I'll leave you for now, mademoiselle.
Goodbye, Mr. Rector.
I've learned enough about Caroline to complete my analysis. Those last few data points have done it. Caroline is not a match for Livia Drusilla. I'll text Dexter and let him know. Looks like we're going to Zurich. But there's one more thing I want to research before I leave Paris. can't get into the archives without a password. The orange lipstick on that cup matches the librarian's. Maybe I should take a closer look at that coffee. I think I know whose coffee this is. I'd like a closer look. The orange lipstick on that coffee cup is familiar. There's just enough left in the cup for me to get a sample. I suppose I could fill Walker in on the investigation. Mr. Walker?
Yes, Mr. Rector?
About my investigation into Caroline Alphonse.
Yeah?
Caroline is not the one we're looking for. Dexter wants us to head to Zurich to look at another candidate.
I'm ready whenever you are, Mr. Rector. Listen, I appreciate the fact that you've told me more about this mission than you have to.
I've taken no oaths of silence.
Even so, I'm glad you trust me, at least that far. You asked about my family earlier. I think I mentioned I have one sister. She's married and lives in Ohio. My parents are alive, but we don't really speak. Haven't since I was in college.
Why not?
We have opposing views on a few minor things, like how I should live my life. I don't suppose you really give a rat's ass, but you asked, so that's how it is.
Thank you. That's all for now.
As you say, sir.
I suppose I could buy a coffee for someone else. Un café, s'il vous plaît.
Un moment. 3 euros, please.
Merci. There's a counter for adding cream and sugar to your coffee. It's rather tan. It definitely has some cream in it. It tastes sweet. Far too sweet for my palate. This should appeal to a lonely librarian. I need you to distract the librarian. Give her this coffee and be friendly.
All right.
There. Now to see if it's delivered. Oh my god, he does sound familiar. This is very strange. It mentions a man named Saint-Armand. I should see what I can learn about him. Got it. Good. I just need to pick it up. I wonder why Saint-Armand was so loyal to Montfroy. It couldn't have been for money. Montfroy was a mere abbot. This says he's buried in the Paris catacombs. I'd like to see that. Got it. Excuse me.
Yes. May I help you?
Excuse me.
Oui.
I read that there's a medieval knight named Saint-Armand buried in the Paris catacombs. Do you have any information on how I could go see that?
Let me check for you. Yes, Saint-Armand is called the Knight of the Catacombs, but I'm afraid the section where he's buried is off limits to the public.
You're joking.
Pas du tout. There are over 200 kilometers of tunnels and mines under Paris. Very dangerous. Only a small part of the catacombs is open to the public. You can find tourist brochures in the lobby.
Damn it! The Paris catacombs sound fascinating. You wouldn't have some old maps I could peruse? Purely for the purpose of research, of course.
It is illegal to go into the underground. All of our maps have been removed from circulation.
You just... fine. Thanks for your help.
You are welcome.
Mr. Rector, come in.
Thank you. It's a book about the Paris catacombs. It doesn't mention Saint-Armand, unfortunately. I wonder why Caroline is interested in the catacombs. Excuse me again.
Yes?
I've heard you have an interest in the Paris catacombs.
I am interested in French history. The catacombs are full of it.
Have you heard of a 13th century French monk named Benedict de Montfroy?
No. Who was this man?
I wish I knew. Have you heard of Saint Armand? He was a knight during the Crusades. Supposedly, he's buried in the catacombs.
I never heard of him. You should ask a cataphile.
A cataphile?
People who explore the mines under Paris illegally. It's kind of an urban sport.
Interesting. I'll leave you for now, mademoiselle.
Goodbye, Miss Director.
Excuse me.
Yes?
I noticed your tattoo.
It's a special design, monsieur. I'm afraid I can't give you the name of the shop.
Are you a cataphile?
You know this word.
I said it, didn't I? I'm looking for information.
What information is that?
Do you know how to find Saint Armand, the Knight of the Catacombs?
The skeleton? Yes, I know it.
Will you tell me?
Are you offering a reward? You're not with the police, eh?
Do I look like a French policeman?
No. To find the knight, go down through the manhole cover in the alley near the patisserie on Roumont. You can't miss him.
Thank you.
Don't strain yourself. Here, let me. You're welcome.
I don't suppose you have a source of light.
Other than my sunny disposition? No, not on me.
I don't suppose you have a source of light.
Other than my sunny disposition? Who is that?
Saint Armand, the Knight of the Catacombs.
Never heard of him.
Neither had I until recently. He was associated with Benedict de Montfroy, a medieval monk who wrote a treatise on the Moebius theory.
Huh. Interesting.
This must be the skeleton of Saint Armand. He's still dressed like a crusade knight, sword and all. The skulls and bones on this wall have letters on them. Interesting. That's a crusade shield. This must have something to do with Saint Armand. It's Saint-Armand. How interesting. That must be a portrait of Saint-Armand. That's Saint-Armand.
He's the skeleton guy, right? Who was he? Mr. Rector? Come on, let's get you back to the hotel. I'm here. Hang on.
Falling.
Are you all right?
Yes. Tired. Thank you.
You're welcome.